Last time on Long Distance Dungeons and Dragons Dinner Theater. Osk and Morgan in disguise.
Can I just take some black powder and smear it, mix it with water and try and cover my skin?
You're gonna put on blackface.
Blackface. It is D&D. It's not like that.
Yeah, I will allow you to put on black powder and blackface.
Snuck back into Southport under the cover of darkness and hid in the bar while waiting for Cersei and Vortiga to reappear, which they did, courtesy of a note delivered by Dangi and Tumbra. The group soon found themselves looting and then torching the local holy library, per her instructions, while Cersei remained in the Drow caverns determining a method to desecrate the grave.
Alright, so it sounds like if I really want to desecrate this place, I'm going to need to go to Poltergeist and build some, low-cost housing on the hallowed ground. Yeah,
Alright.
Probably, that would do it, right?
Yeah, that would probably do it.
And to raise a dead dragon for Dangi. When we last left off, 3 arsonist book thieves were being pursued by several members of the Blinding Light Guild. And now, Long Distance Dungeons and Dragons Dinner Theater continues.
You're inside the bar, you're waiting for them to come in. As soon as they come in, you cast drop.
Yeah, drop. And then we both attack them.
Alright, so as soon as they enter the bar, Vortiga casts drop. They drop their weapon and shields, and then right away, you two, because you're ready, attack. So you get your attack opportunity on them right now. So they are flat-footed.
Yeah. How far away are they?
They just walked in through the door, so they're probably about 10 feet away from you guys.
That's gonna be a 13 to hit.
That's a miss.
Even with flat-footed and without a shield?
Uh-huh.
Okay, ooh, that sucks. Alright. Since they're under 30 feet, I get to hit their touch AC.
Okay.
Can you use a hero point to reroll that?
Yeah?
Let's see.
Alright, so that's a 19 plus 7, so it's 26 to hit.
That's a hit.
Alright. For a whole 1 damage.
What's their AC that beats so far?
I rolled 26, so that's...
Alright. Alright, I'm gonna shoot against their full AC.
Okay.
Under 30 feet.
Alright.
So that's plus 12. That's a 23.
That's a hit.
That's gonna be 19 damage.
19?
Yeah. How did you do that? Alright, 19 damage.
Alright, I think ours Vortiga.
Yep. I have one more level 1 spell.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to use a 3rd mythic point and cast Command Fall.
They drop prone?
Yeah, on 2 of them.
Alright.
I'm going to do the one that's by Tom and the one in the middle in front of me.
Alright, I got a 14 and a 7 will save, so I think one of them's high enough, so one doesn't.
The 7 falls, and since you said that's the second one, I guess that's the one on the right by Tom.
Alright.
So he's prone, and the other dude, though, since it was mythic, he's staggered since he did succeed.
So he's still staggered, so we still can't do anything for 1 round, so yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to ready my Great Axe of Rovagug, and I'm going to move right in front of the dude with my axe up.
Alright, so you're ready for your next turn to attack.
Yeah.
Alright.
Smash him in the face.
Alright, it is now their turn. First guy has to spend his move, picking up his shield and weapon. Alright, so the guy by Pat reaches for his weapon, so you do get an attack of opportunity if you want there, Pat.
Yeah. Is that the one I just shot?
Yeah.
No, you shot the one in front of Tom. It's the one, well, at least that's the one I wrote damage down on, because I was writing down from left to right.
I'm not gonna...
Oh, so all that damage was under one guy.
Yeah, I figured that's why you guys would want it done.
Yeah.
That way you could kill one guy and then move on to the next one and so on.
Alright, I'm not gonna risk this one since he's near me. I'm gonna go against his touch AC.
Okay.
Which is a nat 20.
Alright, well that's gonna hit.
What about reloading?
because I have rapid reload and alchemical rounds, move it, take it from a move action to a free action.
Yep, so there you go. Boom. And he has an endless bandolier, so his ammo is convenient and easy to get to.
Yeah, that probably helps too. So that's my critical is times 4. What?
Guns, man, they're broken. Yeah. So yeah, roll 4 times.
First one was an 11 plus 9. Yeah. Do I roll? So 20 on the first one, and then he rolls 3 more since it's times 4, right?
Okay, you killed the guy in the middle.
Okay.
All right, the guy in front of you reaches for his weapon and shield there, Vortiga.
All right. Well, I'm going to smash him in the face with my ready to attack. Let me find my D20 wherever I put it. Mine's been rolling good tonight. If you want. Oh, I got it in my pocket. That is going to be a 12 plus 7. So that's going to be 19.
That's a hit right now, since he hasn't got his weapon and shield back yet.
Alright. 12. And that is 8 plus 6, so 14.
14 damage?
Yep.
Alright, Oscar, your guy goes to stand up.
Alright, so I get an attack of opportunity.
Yep.
Shitty rolls, but that's okay because he's... Well, whatever. That's going to be an 11 to hit, which sucks.
That's going to be a miss. But then he goes to reach for his weapon as his free action.
Okay.
So you get another attack of opportunity.
Nice. That's a crit.
Alright, roll it.
Alright, I roll to confirm.
Of course.
Didn't confirm.
Alright, so just do your normal crit damage.
Alright, it's a D8. 3D8. That's 20, Brian.
20 damage?
20 damage.
Alright, he's dead. Or at least unconscious. Now it is Tom's turn to do his actual turn.
Nice.
And there's only the third guy left that was in front of Vortiga.
And since I have a reach weapon, can I still hit the other guy?
Yeah, you're in close enough proximity. That's within 10 feet. You have a 10-foot reach, right? Or is this 5-foot reach? It's 10?
Well, it's 5 feet further than... I've got reach of 10 feet, I think.
Yeah.
So, it's a long spear.
Yeah, then you're good. As long as there's a 10-foot reach, you're fine.
Alright, so I'm going to attack the last guy. Actually, as a free action, can I try to intimidate him?
Yeah?
Alright.
Yeah, say something.
That's a 20 on an intimidate check.
Alright, what do you say?
I said, I'm going to fuck your ass with this
Alright.
spear.
Alright, he seems pretty intimidated. And then what do you do?
So he's shaking? Is that...
Yeah, sure, he's shaking. I'll give him another minus.
Alright. Yeah,
He wets himself a little bit.
Okay, now I'm going to attack him with it. And I'm going to miss terribly. It's a 12.
Alright, yeah, you miss.
Alright.
So he was all scared. He was all scared for no reason. But now it's up to Morgan.
Alright. Here we go. Since I've leveled up, I haven't been able to do this yet. Oh, God. See how much damage we can pump out. Just to be an asshole. Alright. It's just going to be like RoboCop just shooting a dead body.
Blah, 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 blah.
Alright. So, he's under 30 feet, right?
Yeah, he's like 10 feet away from you.
Alright. Alright, I'm going to shoot against his touch AC, but I'm going to use Rapid Shot, which gives me +1 attack. So, I have 3 attacks now with my gun. So, 13 and 8. Okay, 2 13s. So the first one is a natural 20.
Alright, well, that's gonna kill this guy, I'm sure.
Because he gets the times 4.
Yeah, it's gonna kill this guy. Go ahead, just roll that one first and tell me how much damage it is, and I'll tell you if it's worth rolling the next one or not. You're still gonna continue firing, but I don't know if you need to roll it. I'll let you shoot 2 times.
13 damage. 18 damage. 13 damage. Fucking hell.
Yeah, he's dead. He's super dead. You super
Only 3 rolls.
you super waste that guy.
Oh, you're right.
So
That's only 3 rolls. It's 1 more.
I mean, you keep firing. So Morgan keeps firing on this dead elf body for some reason. So those 2 elves are dead. 1 elf's obviously at least unconscious. But you guys know that these gunshots is probably going to attract more attention, and if you guys don't hurry up now, there's going to be more of these guys in a second. Probably better armed, better trained ones than these guys. You guys get 800 experience points each, by the way.
Hey guys, that was kind of loud. Shall we run to the caverns?
Can we loot the body real quick, or are they gonna?
If you can try, but if you stay and loot the body, you're likely going to be there when someone shows up.
I don't care about the loot.
Why don't we just drag the bodies down with us? Yeah.
All right, you guys want to roll strength checks to try and drag the bodies behind the bar?
Yeah.
And see if they'll let you into the gambling arena with them?
Well,
And your horse. You have a horse and 3 dead bodies now that you're trying to lead downstairs.
Can I just make my horse go away because I summoned it?
You can, but then how are you going to carry this codex downstairs?
Let's just leave the bodies and run downstairs.
How large
with
is
horse.
the bar?
It's about 50 feet long. It's not a very big bar. How high?
Yeah.
Like 10, 12, 15, 20, I don't know, like not very high, the height of a normal ceiling.
Can I do an enlarged person and carry the book?
You can do that and try to roll a high enough strength check to try and carry it by yourself, yeah?
Alright, I rolled a 10 already on my strength check. Yeah, I'll
To do
an
what?
enlarged person and try to carry the book.
Oh, so that's to drag one of the bodies there, Osk?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, you have trouble with a 10 dragging one of the bodies.
What do we need to drag? Strength check?
If you want to drag a body, yeah.
Yeah, y'all try to drag the bodies, but let me go first.
Nope, I'm going to sprint downstairs.
Did you roll a 1?
Yes.
Yes.
Roll one.
Alright, so you slip and fall while you're trying to pick up one of the guys. So you're now
Why is there
prone.
so much blood here?
Yeah, you've slipped on some blood because you shot him too many times, and now you slipped into the spill.
Before I pick up the codexes, an enlarged person, I'm going to pick up Pat first. And that's a 19 plus 8.
Alright, so you spend 1 round helping up Morrigan.
And then, after I get Morrigan up, I'm going to say, grab the fucking body. Get the fucking bodies. Like, if you can summon something, do it. But get a body. And, do you have the servant? I've got Unseen Servant. I can summon Unseen Servant to help drag a body. It can drag 100 pounds.
Okay, they're probably more than 100 pounds, but...
I mean,
You can help.
drag one.
Yeah, so you and an unseen servant can probably carry 1 pretty easily. Your strength's a 10, though, right?
I rolled a 10, yeah.
Yeah.
Strength is a 10.
Yeah. So with that and rolling a 10, you and an unseen servant can probably drag 1 behind the bar. But it's going to leave a blood trail directly where you go.
I have create water. Yeah.
Okay? You're going to, try and, clean up behind yourself really fast? It's going to take an extra round if you do that, so I get an extra roll.
No, we don't have time for all that shit.
Let's run downstairs.
I'm going to pick up the book. I got 15 plus 8.
Okay, 15 plus 8. You're still having trouble lifting the book. I'll let you, but you're going to have to be walking really slow, so you're going to be around behind these guys going downstairs with that book.
That's
So-
fine.
Alright, so you guys are just fleeing without looting any bodies or without dragging them?
I mean, if y'all can grab a body, grab I mean, I've dragged a body.
So you're going to try and drag a body? Okay, so you drag a body with your unseen servant.
Let's stay going.
Which body do you grab? The unconscious one or one of the 2 dead ones?
Unconscious.
Alright, you grab the unconscious body
Nice.
and drag him downstairs. You do leave some blood trail, which if someone with a high enough survival check will be able to track you guys. But you do drag it behind the bar where there's a small opening that leads downstairs. You head down. Morgan, you follow pretty quickly behind, I assume, unless you're trying to also drag a body.
I think I was the first one down.
Yeah, you bolted, so you ran. After you slipped and the guy helped back up, you just fuck it, I'm out of here. So you went ahead and dipped downstairs to the gambling arena, which the bartender hurried up and let you guys in. He saw you guys shoot these 2 guards.
As I'm going down the stairs, I'm going to put all my guns in my endless bandolier.
All right. Well, the bartender's rushing you guys downstairs really fast.
Yes.
All right. Ortega.
I go downstairs.
You walk towards the stairs with a big book. You are now too large to fit down the hole. You could drop the book.
I'm gonna drop the book.
All right, the bartender. You drop the book. It fits in the hole and lands with a big, loud thud. It's a pretty huge book. kind of shaking the cavern even below when it hits the ground. The bartender says, "Hold up, someone's got to stay here and take the blame for this."
I grab the 2 bodies and throw them down the hall.
You're gonna, like, we can't.
All right, so you sprint back over there, grab 2 bodies, throw them to them. There's just a blood stain on the floor. He's like, "Still, there's a blood stain. What do I say?"
Create water.
All right, you create water, clean it up. I get a couple of rolls to see if anyone bursts into all this because I gave you a lot of chances there.
All right.
Was there anyone at the bar at the time?
There were 2 drow in the corner. Those 2 old drow that were there earlier, so they've seen the whole thing.
Can I do something before I ran downstairs?
Yeah.
We're already downstairs.
I mean, like...
Could you have done it? You could have done it, but you didn't.
Well, never mind.
Vortiga's upstairs by herself with just 2 drow. 4 more guards burst in and say, "What was all that? What was all that noise? What happened?"
Do I need to make a perception check, or can I hear that?
Roll a perception check. You're underneath the bar now, so.
That's a 13.
All right, you hear the muffled sound of talking. You can't make out any of the words, though, but you do hear someone else besides Vortiga and her lovely female hobgoblin voice talking upstairs.
I percepted a 25 if I have not run too far.
Well, you're an elf, so your hearing is really good. You have really good elf hearing. Even with a little bit of your ear cut off, you manage to hear whatever's being said upstairs right now just fine.
I'm going to use diplomacy. And I got a 7, and I'm going to surge it. So that's 6. So that's 13. 14. It's what I only got 1, so that's 14. I'm going to use diplomacy and say, we heard a lot of commotion. Some people busted in the bar and they left. I'm sorry if we were really loud. I tripped and fell over.
They said, "There's a fire at the Holy Library, and we heard the sound of more explosions over here." She says, "They ask who you are. Where'd you come from? What are you doing here?"
I'm just traveling through the land. I just stopped through this bar to get a drink. I have no qualms here. I'm just trying to pass through and get a room for the evening.
They asked if you mind submitting to some questioning.
You know, this whole situation has me a little shaken. I mean, what do you really need to question me for? I mean,
I said, "Well, our holy library was just burnt down, and you're a stranger in town, and there were loud noises in this direction directly afterwards, and you're the only person here we don't recognize."
I mean, that doesn't mean that I did anything. I told you I fell over.
Trust me, we're very fair and just people, and we won't hold you for anything you haven't done. We just need to ask you some questions, and if you are willing to submit to your questions, we'll feel free to let you go after the questions are done. I'm not trying to hold you without, proper cause or anything. We just need to make sure everything is on the up and up.
I feel like this is a witch party of sorts, a witch hunt, if you will. I don't see any validity in your statement of me being the culprit. I told you I fell over.
Roll me a diplomacy check on that.
All right. Oh, it was at the third. Oh, fuck me. That's going to be a 5.
Can I put my ear on the trap door so I can try to hear what's going on?
Yeah, you can move closer to try to hear better yet and roll out a perception check.
Yeah, that's what
I mean, Morgan can kind of tell you what's going on. She can hear everything, so.
This is about the mythic point. I'm going to have to surge it. I can't go with 5. Yep, do it. All right, I got 10. 10 diplomacy.
Yeah, they say, "We really do apologize, Miss Hobgoblin. This is not some sort of witch hunt or anything. It's just someone did commit a crime in our town, and we do have a job to investigate it. And if you're not involved in the crime, you have nothing to fear. You'll be free as soon as you finish answering our questions. Because we just have to take you to our leader to initiate a zone of truth. And if you didn't do anything wrong, you have nothing to fear. You'll be back to the tavern in no time. We will even offer to buy you a reimbursement drink if you did nothing wrong. Everything will be fine in just a moment."
Nice. I want more than a reimbursement drink, but I mean...
You can take that up. You can take that up with our head officer.
I mean, you're not going to investigate any further into this. You're just going to snatch somebody up and run out.
We're going to investigate as much as we can. We have agents there now at the scene investigating what happened. It seems someone started some sort of magical fire. They said we're asking any eyewitnesses we might have had, but a lot of people were either asleep or in the Desna Temple, so there weren't a whole lot of witnesses.
How many of them are there?
4.
Ah, god damn it.
Were they well armed?
Yeah, I'm sure they're well armed since there was a goddamn gun battle that just happened. Yeah.
Guns have their disadvantages too.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't have a point, other, choice at this point. I'll go.
All right, they take you to their temple leader, who is waiting in the temple next to the burning library. Library.
The brewery.
Well, I'm chewing on candy, so it's hard to talk.
God damn you, Pat. You ruin everything!
They take you to the temple. There's a female elf there. It's got somewhat of like a glow about her. She's very tall with golden skin, shining white hair, kind of smirking. She looks strong, has a very commanding voice when you walk in. She very calmly and very eloquently asks, did you do this? And she casts Zone of Truth. But you can do a will save to resist it, but it's going to be really high, I'll warn you.
Can a 5 and a 20 beat it, is what I'm asking you.
If you roll a 20, but roll it and see. You can beat it if you roll a 20.
Alright, I mean, I'm going to bet with I didn't do anything to this temple involving burning it down.
That's your reply?
Yeah, I didn't have anything to do with burning down the temple.
Alright, will save me.
Natural one.
Alright. Well, you're not lying, though, but you are now under the Zone of Truth spell, so now you have to tell the truth. You cannot resist telling the truth at this point. So when she asks, did you do this, you can still say no.
Yeah, I'll say no.
She says, do you know who did this?
We'll say?
You already did your will save. You're under the Zone of Truth now. You gotta tell the truth.
I mean, I don't have an option, do I?
You can, if you try to skirt the truth, you can roll the will save, but you won't be able to lie. You can do like when Cersei had the Ring of Truth, and you can kind of like dodge the truth. You can do that with another will save.
That shit was hard, man.
Yeah, but you gotta think your way out of it. You can't just lie. You've gotta tell a half truth and roll a high enough will save to tell a half truth.
I might have seen somebody.
You can't. There's no might. The truth. Did you or did you not see someone do something to start this fire?
I didn't get a good look at it.
Oh, okay. So roll me. That's gonna be a definite will save.
Yeah. Oh my God! The ones are raining down on me. What have I done to the-
She knows that's not true. And now you feel like a pain inside of your brain because when you told that lie, it kind of hurt a little bit.
Ow!
She says the truth.
I mean, it was somebody in, black skin and some other weird guy.
Yeah, just blame it on the black person.
All right,
He's in blackface.
All right, so that is true, but that is also still skirting the truth. So roll a will save for that one.
Okay, 15 plus 5, so that's 20.
All right. So she says that's true, but I feel like you know more. She says, do you know their names?
I'm very tired. My head is throbbing.
Says that may be true, but if you just answer a few more questions, you can be on your way, and I'll buy you as many drinks as you'd like at the local tavern.
Is there any way I can feign death? Play possum?
You can roll a bluff check to feign death.
Bluff check! Oh, shit, is that
All your years of training in the HBI are like, if you ever get questioned under a Zone of Truth spell, just fake death.
Just curling a ball, and that's gonna be
Take a heart attack.
a 12.
All right, so you fall down and pretend to play dead, but you like open one eye to see if she's looking, and she's still looking at you, and you know that she knows you're not actually dead.
Play possum, baby. You open one eye.
Yeah. She's still looking at you.
Still there?
Yep.
I close the eye.
All right. She says, if you don't answer our questions, she says, we're a very forgiving society, and I would love to let you go. She says, but if If you don't answer our question soon, we will have to take further messages or further precautions against you being in our town, and you probably won't like it.
I mean, I don't know what else you want from me. I've told you what I know. Like, I've told you that you're looking for the person in blackface and some weird thing, guy.
Says, but do you know their names?
I mean, God damn you, Brian. Fucking Judge Judy over here. Judge fucking Judy. Is that this elf's name? I don't know.
She told you earlier. I don't think it was Judy.
I mean, nobody tells me their name. I'm a fucking ugly hobgoblin.
All right.
Do you see my bald head and my
She
yellow
does see
eye?
your bald head and your yellow head.
I'm trying to get some D. If you can help.
All right.
me,
So you can roll me a will save. You can roll me a will save to say that they didn't tell you their names. But I'm pretty sure they did at some point.
9.
Yeah. That's not true. And you hurt. Your brain starts to hurt again. Like a migraine.
That's how I felt, man, for like.
Yeah. Telling the truth is hard. Telling the truth is hard. It's probably the hardest part of the game.
I mean, my mind's been on other things. Like, I mean, it might have been like,
Says, just give me the name.
Lostock?
All right. That's a lie. So that I need you to roll a Constitution save.
Oh, that's only gonna be a 9.
All right. You start to feel lightheaded. And she says, she asks the guards to hold you down, and now there are 4 guards holding you down because you're on the ground. And she says, prepare him for the mark of judgment. And she comes back in with a glowing orb of golden heaven, and holds it up. Holds up the orb of golden heaven, and from it shoots a beam of light that burns onto your flesh, and it stings a lot. And now, anytime you commit an evil act, you'll take a -6 to a 1 ability score of my choosing, or chosen by a dice roll, depending how I feel. But yeah.
Well, my character's done.
That's bestow curse, huh?
Yeah, unless you can find a way to wish or remove curse from yourself. There are ways to get rid of it, but you have to either remove curse or have a wish, or
Yeah, you can write a contract.
Yeah. You can write.
Time to sign one of your contracts.
Yeah.
I can. I've already. That's in the backstory.
Okay, alright. The backstory that you won't tell anyone about.
You're welcome for me lying for you too.
So yeah, now you have the mark of judgment, and you cannot commit any evil acts without taking a hit. All right, and we'll leave you there and do some stuff with Joanne before she has to go to bed.
Cool.
You're being questioned. You guys are safe underneath the bar. Hey, cute fox lady. You and Kit are resting next to the reservoir. After he fell asleep, you took some time to thumb through his journal like a good nosy aunt would.
Yeah.
And you know, you read a little bit about his past and him growing up, and you hear some really funny things about your sister, like as a mother, that kind of are endear. You know, this is your sister 50 years older, and you get to hear about her being a mother and like him complaining about her being bossy, and you recognize a lot of the things he complains about, you know, as part of her personality. So you kind of get a warm feeling about that kind of stuff. You read about how he really wants to be a druid. You also read a passage that indicates that your brother Jacques also came through town and visited for at least a night. So you know that your brother Jacques is still somewhere in the area, although you don't know where.
But how long ago was that?
It was right before before he left, coming after you. So you showed up probably the next day after Jacques did. So in his diary, at least, it seems like Jacques came and then you came right afterwards. And Jacques inspired him to follow you. You know, it's just a little cute diary of your nephew, and you kind of start to feel closer to him now. And now you have full control of him as a follower, as a normal character. So I've given you the sheet, and he'll do whatever you want. Won't speak unless he's spoken to. Unless you need something from him, he will no longer speak. But he's just a follower for you now.
So I have
But he's a druid in training, yeah. For him to fully become a druid, to use the spells, I gave you a list of the spells he can do. For him to be able to use those spells, though, he needs an animal companion, and he doesn't have one yet. In the forest, he was fine, because he always could just commune with all the animals there, and he was able to, like, recharge his spells. But out here in the wilderness, he doesn't have an animal with him. and doesn't know what to do. He's never been a druid before. He's not properly trained, so.
Well,
His mom is more of a plants druid.
Okay, well, I need to get him an animal then.
Yep.
So we're next to the reservoir. I guess really, like, since we're still in the, like, guarded thing, in the, like, thicket of stuff, we can just put up a little, I don't know, like, pretty arrangement of rocks or something, and make like a little mini Gozra temple.
Okay, you make a little special spot next to maybe where your old summer camp is, since that's not there anymore. Maybe you turn that into like a little nature shrine. Use some of the old tent posts and stuff that were wood, and like hang some of the canvas and make it look nice or whatever.
I don't want any canvas. It'll just be like
just rocks and sticks. Way to go, Druid! High five, Druid move. So you and Kid help clear out all the non-druidy things from the area. And just leave, like, there's a little shack that's still there that's, but you're going to leave the shack because it's a nice little place you could probably hide out in if you needed to. But you'll clean up some of the rest of the area and make it look more shrine-like. Give it a little decoration like you like. And you feel like it's a suitable place now to worship Gozra.
Alright, well, I guess I just wanted to, like, find out what he knows about Gozra and, like, how, I don't know, preachy I have to be.
I don't know. I know. My mom always said, Gozra watches us all and lives in all the plants and animals, and if we protect the plants and animals, then they'll protect us, and that's how Gozra works. And so, to be a druid, if you are good to animals, then they might also help you out one day.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it. It's also just, being good to the plants and animals because that's what you should do. Not really worrying too much about expecting something in return.
Yeah, I get that. But, as a child, learning about religion, it's probably a good way to motivate children to be good, is to make them think that maybe there's some kind of reward for it, I guess.
Yeah, well, I'm going to let you... Well, in that case, now that you're an adult...
There's no rewards. I got it. Goodness is its own reward.
Yes. There you go.
You're a good teacher, Anjuan. I learn something new every time we talk.
Okay, thanks, kid. Alright, so if we're going to be traveling around, we need to get you your own Genevieve. So talking to Gozra is going to be a good way to do it because she could probably, Gozra knows you, and she could probably be good at giving advice about like what kind of animal maybe companion you should get. And then she could also probably tell you the best way to find one. If like you should be on the lookout tomorrow or something, where she's gonna be like, yeah, no problem, here's a hawk right now. So
what you would know from being a druid is that it takes 24 hours of meditating in an area where you can attract an animal. Whatever area you meditate in, you're gonna attract the type of animals that live in that area. And it just takes 24 hours of uninterrupted meditation in that area. And you can attract a bunch of animals over that period of time, and you just have to choose one, and it chooses you type of thing.
Yeah. Well, I still want to ask Gozra. I just want him to ask Gozra what kind of animal he should get, because we have kind of a lot of options on this island of like places that we can meditate. You go back home, there's the water.
Yeah, I mean,
the water from useless forest for birds. So.
From Gozra's advice, it's hard to. I can roll something and just tell you anything. I mean, there's such a long list of animals. It doesn't really matter. Like, this is basically you choosing a companion for him. So anything that would exist in this area you can have, including if he wants a plant companion, you can get him a plant companion. He can walk around with a little plant in a pot, and that can be his companion too. I mean, there's floating funguses and carnivorous flowers and like sapling treants. You can have a little tiny treant, or an antelope, or a giant ant, a baboon, a badger, a bear, a beetle, a bird, a boar, a camel, a cat. I mean, almost any kind of animal you could have that would be in this area.
I would want it to be something that's kind of in the area, though, which is really just like
woodland type creatures. Yeah.
Birds.
Especially on East Linya, it's just a lot of normal animals, so there are not a whole like magical beasts here.
Well,
I mean, you can get like a tortoise.
Kind of stuff he can do.
I mean, you tell me, what animal do you think suits Kit's personality? What kind of animal does he seem like? A little annoying Kit.
Like a chipmunk.
Okay, so he's some like a flying squirrel or something.
No, they don't seem very helpful. Like,
I mean, it can glide, it can maybe deliver messages and do sneaky stuff.
I I mean, birds are like the best.
Well, then tell him that. There's your advice as a druid. Be like, I really like having a bird. Maybe a bird's a good idea.
Well, that's me, though.
Well, I mean, you're the one that's teaching him how to be a druid. You're raising him. Like, you're now influencing him. So if you want to influence him to have a bird because you think it's a good idea, then I don't think it's a bad idea to influence him in that direction.
Yeah, well, maybe he should be a plant thing, though. Like, what kind of plant do I don't want to carry a plant pot around. So
Then there you go. Then don't do that. Then don't pick plant. Then he's got to take care of a plant. I mean, besides the ones that are like floating puffballs or the sapling treants, because treants can walk. But then you have to find a treant, which is going to be harder in this area. If you try to attract the horse, then he'll always have a horse, and he'll have to learn how to ride a horse and shit. Then you'll always have a horse around, or a ram, or a goat, shark.
I don't know what kind of animal he is. He's a fox.
You got a pet fox, too. I mean, you can be a fox with a fox. That's totally going to blow his cover, though.
What?
It's totally going to blow his cover, though.
Having a fox?
Yeah. You can get him a trumpeter swan.
What?
Yeah, apparently.
Let's just get him a bird, too.
Okay.
Because we can be in the forest near our home, which is like on the way back to Erebane, which is where we're going anyway.
You just want to get him like a hawk like you have? And try to attract something like that? Or some other kind of bird?
I don't know, what's the other one? An eagle or a hawk or something?
Yeah, any kind of bird. Probably owl, eagle, hawk. All kind of the same statistics, really.
No. I guess get him an owl.
Okay. We'll get a little kid an owl.
Yeah, and it can like rub off some wisdom on him.
Alright, so that's smart. Give him a little owl. You can give him the same starting statistics as a hawk. So you can go make a bird sheet for him and make it just like a level 1 hawk.
Yeah, I need to. Well, I guess we're gonna leave the reservoir and go like northeasty, kind of back towards Renard. Penguin Palm.
Yeah. So you guys head north from the reservoir back through the woods to L'Antre. L'Antre du Renard. You're trying to get all the way to the village before you do anything, or you just hang out in the woods first, or?
Well, yeah, if we're looking for a bird, we need to be.
Well, he's got to meditate in the same area for 24 hours, but you know there are birds in this forest, so it's probably a good place to.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I need to go to the forest.
Alright, we go to the forest, and you find a good spot to meditate. You sit him down and be like, you just sit here and don't move.
We'll
24 hours.
Make another temple in Gozra.
Arrange some sticks artistically.
Yeah, lay some shit around.
Alright.
Okay.
He spends 24 hours sitting there meditating?
Yeah, and then I guess I'm gonna go back to L'Antre. I guess and like spend the night with my sister and like talk to her about like what he wants to do and what I read in his journal and stuff, so that she feels better about him not.
Alright, so you show up there, and of course when she first sees you, she's like, oh my god, Juwan, Kit's been missing for days. She's all worried.
So I'll explain.
What happened?
Blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
He's come with me. This is the stuff that we've done. This is what he wants to do.
Alright.
Jacques is around. I'm going to go try to meet up with him. My instinct is that he's in this Erebane place.
She's, of course, very upset.
I know. Yeah.
But she understands and says if that's what he wants, and she's like, well, you and Jacques did the same thing, and you obviously turned out okay. So she says as long as you promise to watch out for him, she'll feel okay about it. So as long as you give her your twin sister secret language promise, I promise I'll watch your son. Yeah. So you do that, and she says, well, that's fine. She's like, maybe don't let him get too close to Jacques. I know he can be a troublemaker, so you just, maybe you can shield him from that as best as possible. She'd appreciate it. And she says also, Kit's best friend also, whenever he went missing, went looking for him and has been missing ever since, and they don't know where he went. So if you'll keep an eye out for him.
What's his best friend look like? Like, what is he?
He's also a kitsune.
Just a kitsune kid. Okay.
Yeah, but he can also take human form, so it might be hard. He might be in human form whenever you find him. Um,
Where did he go?
they don't know. They just know that whenever Kit vanished, he went looking for them. So he would just go looking for him wherever he thought Kit would be. His name is Todd Brack. He's like a Todd Brack, Braqe, Brack. He's got black fur and dark eyes. Kind of a skinny, thin, tall, with like a thin tail. Kitsune.
Oh, the French spelling of Brook?
Mm-hmm. He's got a pet flying squirrel.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Oh.
But he's kind of sneaky. Your sister would call him the bad kid. Like he thinks that she thinks that he's a bad influence on her son. He was the one that was trying to talk. He was the one that was probably trying to talk Kid into moving into Arabane, like moving out of the Renard before you and Jacques came along.
Yeah, and then we were like, yeah, definitely move away.
Yeah, you're the one that kind of was the last straw, but they were talking about moving out and getting a place of their own in Arabane before this, and now he's missing. So
I guess we'll have this like heart to heart or whatever. And I guess I'm just gonna our plan is to go to Arabane.
She says, "Well, at least make sure he comes by and tells me bye before he leaves."
Okay, I'll see what I can do. I can't at this point make promises about that because I have no idea what's gonna happen. Because if we fuck up something really bad, the last thing I'm gonna do is lead a group of angry humans right back here.
Before you guys leave today, make sure my son tells me bye is all.
Yeah. Never mind. Yeah, we can totally do that. I mean, I'm staying here with you. He's gonna find an owl and then come in here whenever he's got his owl.
She finds that endearing. She's also a druid. She's like, oh, he's getting his first druid companion. She's like, he's coming of age, and I guess you were always really good with animals, and if anyone could teach him to be good with animals, she's got it's you. She was more of a plant person, so. She's glad that he's learning from you. She knows you'll keep him safe.
So he's going to bring so whenever he attracts his companion, he's going to bring the owl here. So we'll see him before we leave to go to Spain.
So you hang out for the night, and you guys have nice tea and catch up and do sisterly things. And the next day...
Yeah, is there anything that she can, I don't know, give me or something of...
Oh, well, the next day... Kid comes back with his pet owl, and she's so happy to see him. She gives him 4 cure lights for the journey to be safe.
Okay.
She also gives him a Little Helper's Book of Plants to help him identify plants that you can also use. I'll give you a +2 to help identify plants if you use it.
Okay, so Kid's got his owl now, and he's back.
He has a pet owl, which you can name whatever you want, and now Kid is, like I said, under your full control. I gave you a sheet, so he'll do whatever you say now. If you want to talk to him, let me know, and I'll still talk. But
Dale.
All right, he named his owl Dale. Dale the owl.
Yep.
What kind of owl is it? Like Snowy White, or one of those other? What kind? I hope it's one of those what are the little tiny ones called?
Like a dwarf one? Nah, because they can't really carry very much.
They're so adorable.
It would be really cute, but it's not very useful.
Get him a great horned owl or something.
Yeah, he's gonna have a fairly big owl that can carry stuff and wear armor or something.
He's gonna have an owl the size of a dog. I got it.
Yeah.
All right. So Kid comes into town with this really huge owl. His mom's really proud. Gives you these potions, this little book, and wishes you guys luck on your adventures and hopes he'll come back and visit and send letters and things like that. Keep in touch.
Okay. We're gonna go make our way out of Galantra, and as we get to the edge of the forest, we're gonna turn into our human selves, so that we.
You guys go in human forms, so you can blend in. Just look like hunters coming out of the forest or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And so as we're kind of walking up towards the gate, we're gonna look. So what? Timeline-wise, where are we in relation to Scott and Bobby?
They're still behind you in the timeline, technically.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't matter because they're not here playing, so you can't catch up with them and stuff. So.
I know.
Which is unfortunate.
Because Bobby murdered somebody, so I wanted to know if town was going to be chaotic or if it would be normal. But he hasn't murdered him yet, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're walking up to the gates. As normal Kit act. super confident, even though we don't have any idea what's going to happen.
Okay.
Part of entering. Okay, so we're gonna like walk up to the gates and just like stroll through.
All right, so you walk to up into Arabane. The exterior part of town is, like I said, more run down. So when you're in the outskirts of town, it's not that crowded or busy, and most of the buildings are kind of run down. Yes.
Can I roll a perception-y check sort of thing? And I guess, and also like look at my tattoo. I just want to see if anybody's like.
Yeah, you can look at your tattoo. You also, I mean, it's on your arm, so roll a perception check. It's like right there, so I assume you can see your hand. Yeah, the eye is open right now. But, I mean, Kit's also with you, so it could also mean Kit can see you. So, I mean, unless you tell Kit to close his eyes, yeah, then like, or turn around or something, then you could know. If you're like face the other way, or
don't look at me.
Yeah, and then you would know. But until then, it's hard to say.
So when we came into town before, there was a bar and then that store.
All that stuff's kind of in the center part of town, the touristy part of town, where the Dragon Slayer and things. Yeah, that's kind of in the center part of town. So it's more crowded than the area of town you're in now. But yeah.
I mean, I guess we need to do some like reconnaissance work and like figure out where this resistance cell lives and like where they are. So when we're like looking around, on the walk to Arabane, I told Kit what his mom told me about his like friend being missing and stuff. He probably keep an eye out for his.
Yeah, he's like, oh no, Todd. He probably came to Arabane, so if we go to Arabane, we'll probably find him because he always wanted to live there too.
Okay, well that's okay. Yeah, so keep an eye out for him, and if he's smart, he'll be in his human form, which I'm sure he's not dumb enough to be a kitsune here.
We're all taught to never leave the forest, much less in our fox form.
That's good. I'm glad Kid thinks. Okay, so so he knows that, and so as we're walking through, we're like casually looking around because I'm also thinking that Jacques is here. Yeah, I want to find some way to like know where all the like resistance-y kitsune are. I don't know how to do that.
I say, how do you plan on doing that? How would you go about doing that in real life? If you walked into a town or looking for an underground resistance movement, where would you?
Literally underground, I guess.
Well, you don't seem to find any entrances to underground here. And not every underground movement is literally underground.
Gambling things. Or are there any temples in this town?
Not really. I mean, that most of them are in the center part of town. Most of them seem to be like just for tourists. Like they're just like, oh, it's a temple for whatever god, for your god, just in case you're in town and you need to have a religious service. So it's not a strictly religious type of town. They seem to worship dragon hunting and the idea of dragons and things like that. I mean, that seems what most of the iconography is.
Yeah. So as a kitsune, can I tell if a human is actually a human form of a kitsune, or do they like?
If you knew that kitsune, you would be able. They would look similar to their kitsune self, and so you would be like, "Oh, that's just Barbara, just in human form." You can't just look at a human and be like, "Oh, that's a kitsune disguised as a human," because they look human when they're in human form. That's the point. Yeah. They would look like themselves. They do like you in human form, unless you use your power, unless you resemble anybody. You in human form does resemble your fox form as much as possible, while still being human.
Okay, so what's scrying?
Scrying is like when you look into a crystal ball or a pool of water and you can see something that's far away that's not right in front of you, like spying on someone magically. Magic spying.
Because I can't just like ask somebody. So I don't know how I'm supposed to find out like where these people are.
Yeah, it'd be easier if Jacques was here to find you, because he's in all this stuff, and if all he do is roll a perception check to see you.
He's part of it, so know.
But he's not, so I can't help you.
Yeah. Is there like an inn or something? I mean, can we just like blend into the?
Yeah, I mean, there's like an inn and tavern the center touristy part of town. There's all the accommodations you would need to have a tourist district.
Is there one that's maybe not in such the touristy centric bit?
Doesn't really seem like it. There might be some like people that run bed and breakfasts or like hostels out of their homes in the part of the cheaper, or like in between the dilapidated outskirts of town and the center part of town, like right in that band of the middle. There might be some like middle income folks that might rent out a room for extra money or something.
Well, I mean, the goal of us staying here for a few days or whatever is just to like see what the citizens of the town do, because maybe we can like notice antisocial behavior or something.
Okay. So you want to like maybe try and find a room in the middle part of town and see how those people are?
Yeah, I guess we'll do that.
All right. So you go looking around the middle part of the town trying to find a room for let. You do find one. It's a nice old couple who welcome you very generously, into the two of you, into their house and offer you tea and small like triangle sandwiches and stuff, and offer you the room that used to be their son's, but he died in a dragon hunt, and now the room's empty. And you guys are welcome to stay there for the night. It's only 2 gold to stay the evening, and then meals are provided if you don't mind eating with them. So it seemed very pleasant.
I don't know if I trust Kit to like not say something stupid. So
I mean, he's learned to not talk unless he is spoken to, unless you give him the signal to talk. So all you have to do is this: if he starts to say something you don't want to, just give him the secret signal you taught him, and he knows to not say anything else.
Okay.
That will not be a problem.
Right, well, I guess we'll take that room, but we're not. I mean, what time? We don't need to stay there right now, right? It's not like.
I mean, it's like it's like 6 or 7 p.m. now. It's duskish.
Yeah. Well, I guess we don't need to be in the room now, so we're gonna go, like, walk around the town. Like I said, I want to look for,
the old lady says her husband will wait up for you guys to come back and let you in or whatever, so.
Oh, that's cute. Thank you. Okay, so, as we're walking, in Sylvan, maybe?
She speaks,
because none of these humans would probably speak Sylvan. We can, I'm going to tell Kit as we're, like, walking back into town, like, what the idea would be.
Okay. So you start, like, making bird whistle noises, and he understands what you're saying. Yeah. You talk in bird whistle.
Which also means that the two birds understand what we're saying.
Pretty much, yeah.
So what I want to do...
At least the gist of it. Can't be too complicated of a message, but yeah, and Sylvans are pretty simple. I'm just saying, in Sylvan, the message has to be pretty simple. You can't use very complicated words or phrases, but yeah.
Well, you have to let me tell you what I want to say first.
I'm just precursoring it so you don't, waste your time.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So, but I want to, like, keep an eye out for, like, groups of humans or something, like, that look like they're whispering about stuff, or, like, being weird or secretive or something. I don't know. I don't know what to look out for. This is hard.
So you're looking out for humans that are being hush-hush or being secretive or doing what?
Yeah, they're like, I don't know, like...
You're looking for troublemakers or...
whispering or something.
You're just telling him to keep his eyes out for anyone that's whispering.
No, that's dumb. Yeah, I don't know how you find secret people. Like, if you don't know where to look. How do you find a secret society?
It's a good question.
You can't just, like, ask somebody.
No. You can't just be like, hey, excuse me, where's the secret society?
Yeah, and I can't, like, talk to a bartender about it.
Nope. I mean, you know what it's called.
Do I?
Kit told you.
Oh, yeah, I guess because he's in it. Or was in
Kit's
it.
not in it.
Not Kit. Jacques.
Yeah, you would know from there. You know Jacques was in the Velox. The Velox?
Velox. Well, I guess if there's... Okay, so we're in this, like, touristy part of town. Is there just, like, one bar?
Shock.
Well, there's a couple bars. There's somebody one, like, really popular bar.
Okay, well, I guess can we, like, go to the really popular bar and I can do, like, a knowledge local or something, and we can just, like, make small talk with people that are in the bar around us, maybe?
Yeah.
And, like...
You go into the bar. Most people there seem to be, like, tourists and adventurers that are, like, ready for dragon hunting trips. There's a couple, like, local good old boys, like, that work in the guard that kind of hang out here. That seems to be most of the crowd here. A couple tourists, a couple local guards on their time off.
Man, how do you look for a secret society? Shit.
You just only have to worry about fighting things. Now you gotta worry about how do I discover secret societies and shit. This game's complicated.
I don't
I don't know what to tell
I was
you.
just wanting to, like, kill all the humans. I didn't know that I was going to have to, like, this part of it.
Sorry, it's so hard to kill the humans.
Kill all the humans?
Yeah, right?
That's crazy. They're not human.
I think if I want to find them, I should act like them. Instead of looking for like people being secretive or whatever, we'll look for.
In the forest. Yeah.
Like try to like
That's probably
not people like doing nuisance crimes.
Okay. So you go around like looking for people stealing and stuff, or waiting for someone to like read you something. How do you do that? How do you find those people? Well, I'm saying like, how do you find those people? They're trying not to get caught. That's the whole point of what they're doing.
I guess we'll just do our own nuisance crimes, maybe.
Okay. So you and Kit are going to go commit some nuisance crimes in town.
We can like attract their attention. I guess if we are acting
That
like
way,
them.
that way they know you're on their side. Because they're like, these people are spray painting stuff too, or whatever.
Yeah, but still, like, how do I find them even if I do it? Okay, if Jock was in the club, does that mean that I know, like, what their symbols are? Like, if they have, like, a secret...
Jock was pretty secretive about all that kind of stuff. Other than it was called the Velox, they didn't really talk about it a whole lot.
Yeah, I guess we'll try to commit crimes then.
Okay. What kind of crime would you like to try to commit first?
I don't know. I don't want to do it now because you're laughing at me.
I
like,
think you're cute. It's just cute whenever you want to kill people or commit crimes because it's so not true to your real life character. So it's just cute to see you be like, I want to commit crimes, I guess. I'm not laughing at your choices or your character or anything like that. Just for me, it's funny to see you want to commit crimes. In real life, you're like, don't want to commit crimes. And that's why I like you. So it's funny for your character to be like, I guess we'll just murder a bunch of people and rob a bank or something.
No.
Sweet Juan.
I know.
Just try to gust of wind people.
Yeah. That was a gust of death.
That's a
Gust
nuisance.
of murder.
That'll be my nuisance crime. I'll just, like, gust of wind people's hats off.
I like it. So that's actually really funny. You go around town blowing people's hats off. I'll let you do that for a couple hours if you want. I would fucking love that. That's canon now. So for a couple of hours, Juwan goes around with Kit and like says, "Check this out," and like blows people's hats off and blows their skirts up, and they have a good time just like pranking some humans, and they get a good laugh out of it. I'm gonna roll a percentage chance, but I don't think anyone's gonna catch you guys doing that because pretty innocuous crimes. You're not really hurting anybody. So yeah, no one notices you guys. You guys kind of get away with your little prank of like goofing off on some humans. And Kit's having a fun time.
Okay, so while that's happening, are there people, so like while everyone, I'm like, knocking fruit out of people's hands or like breaking their things or like whatever, is there anyone that's like laughing at what's happening?
Roll me a perception check and see.
Okay.
Good, it is smooth.
21.
You notice like a little kid that was kind of hiding in one of the alleys near like the middle part of town, kind of like hiding and laughing and poking his head from behind the trash can.
It could be a secret society of children.
The Lost Boys, perfect. Okay, so can I like elbow Kit and be like, is that your friend?
I mean, this kid looks much younger than Kit.
So it's like a little kid.
So Kit says, "No, that's like a little kid. I'm way older than that kid."
Okay, well, anyway,
I play with kids my own age, Aunt Juwan.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So, let's kind of keep a peripheral eye on that kid and see if he like follows us around.
Okay.
Or maybe we can follow him. If he like leaves.
Sure call. Yeah, sure call.
Follow children.
Like talking to a child. I mean, he seems to have watched you guys do your prank for a while. I mean, you noticed him and had time to point him out and stuff, and he didn't run away or anything, and he's like kind of giggling at you guys pranking all
Okay,
these
so
people.
with a 21, all I saw was like one child laughing, no one else, no like real people.
Not in the part of town you're at here, no.
Okay, well, can we like start making our way back to the like non-touristy
Like the
side of town,
central
maybe?
part of town or the outskirts? Like, or the outer ring or the outskirts?
Outer ring.
Okay, so in between the outskirts and the center part of town?
Yeah. But I still want to like be mischievous.
Okay, so what do you want to do in this middle part of town? It's a little less, there's a little less crowded. There's not like crowds of people you can gust of wind or anything here. Since people here just kind of like live and work in this area, they seem more like down to earth type people here. But you're still welcome to prank them.
And I strike people with lightning.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. I don't know if that's a prank anymore, though. That's a little bit farther. That's like, can I shoot someone? That's funny, right?
Okay, yeah.
Water can be created in an area as small as what will contain the 2 gallons, or in an area 3 times as large, possibly creating a downpour or filling many small receptacles.
I want to do a downpour.
So it's like make it rain over certain people. But
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Just have like a
rain cloud. Rain cloud.
Yeah.
Alright, so now you're in this outskirts part of town, and it starts raining. There's people, and they seem to be like doing yard work or housework outside their homes. Or they seem to kind of plainclothes worker type people, and they seem to be kind of put out by the fact they're getting rained on. But they seem to have a good attitude about it and kind of plug about what they're doing, and are like, oh well, and they just brush it off.
Like a water bucket challenge.
Yeah. And that little kid's not watching you guys here, so he did not follow you.
I don't know what that means. Why do these people... Well, I don't want to do it to just, like, anybody, though. I don't know how to, like, suss out who's, like, racist jerk.
Yeah. I don't know how many times you can cast the spell a day either, so I don't know how many people hit from.
Waterboard them.
Create water in someone's blood.
Just inside it.
In your back pocket. We're gonna go back to the touristy part of town.
Okay.
I have 2 pounds of sneezing powder
Okay. I like sneezing powder idea. This is fun. Alright.
and a gust of wind.
Alright, so you have 2 pounds of sneezing powder and a gust of wind. This is the funniest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Alright, so you unleash... No, it pretty is. You're unleashing 2 pounds of sneezing powder and a gust of wind into a crowd of people that are all like hanging out about to go on dragon hunting tours. I love it. It's so funny. Alright, so you release this sneezing powder into this crowd. They start all having a sneezing fit. All the people, all the guards, everyone in the area of this like courtyard area in the center of town are all sneezing like crazy now. Yes.
Okay. 1 pound, not 2.
Oh. Well then just half of them then. Yeah. A portion of the people. Half the people in the area are having a sneezing fit.
Okay, so again, we're gonna like look around. Is there anybody that's like laughing and not angry? Or
Everyone's either sneezing or looks confused about why everybody's sneezing. Well, I loved it. I think it's a fun try. I'm not gonna help beat out the underground movement, but it is a fun thing to do.
I don't know how to find them anyway. Okay, so this isn't like helping at all. Like being here, like obviously we're not in this part of town. And then also I like felt bad about messing with those working class people.
So there you go. You either fuck with the tourists or you fuck with people that work in the town. Those are the 2 you can fuck with.
Yeah. I mean, but what about like all the hunters and stuff? Like where's that?
A lot of them would be in the center part of town as well. That would be the same type of people that live in the center part of town that are guards. And they're more the noble class of people that live in the nice part of town. So in the center part of town is where you find them, but not outside in the middle of the day like the tourists are. A lot of them are doing their jobs or out hunting or part of the guard. Running Dragon Slayer outlets.
Alright, well, maybe we should just concentrate our mission on the Dragon Slayer outlet. Because at least we know that those people are...
How do you know they're fuckheads? Because he gave you a bad deal on that one item you bought?
Yeah.
So you go to Donnie Dragon Slayer's retail outlet?
I mean, I don't know what else to do.
Roll me a perception check, you can do that.
Well, this is wrong. Yeah.
I'll say, roll me a perception check. On this door of Ronnie Dragon Slayer's Dragon Slayer Outlet is a sign that says closed due to murder.
Oh man, don't you hate when you go to your favorite retail outlet and it's closed due to murder? Me too. Let's find out how much mischief Juwan and the rest of the gang can get into. Maybe close a couple more stores due to murder. Tune in next time to find out. On Long Distance Dungeons & Dragons Dinner Theater.